So today we're going to give you a little tour of our property and show you our plans for the future. Alright, so here we are, the front yard. We don't have a whole lot of space up here, so no plans. Probably just grass. Over here, we want to plant probably a lilac bush. Something to kind of give us a little privacy and a little more shade and greenery up here. We're going to keep this spot open for our driveway, which is hard to see because of the snow, but that's our driveway. Our shed is where everything happens. That's our little special place. So right here, in front of the shed, this is where we get the most sun, and this is where we plan on putting our garden. Coming straight off the shed, out to about this area, or where I'm standing, or this area right here, and just back to the shed. So this area is going to be as wide as the shed, 24 feet wide, by maybe 32 or 36 feet deep. So it should be a good sized garden for us here in the city. This thing. I wanted to do something back here behind our house, possibly a rain collection, or you know, some extra water to use. Over here, right under this tree, I wanted to set up a composting area for food scraps and bird manure. And basically we're going to put a 8-foot by 4-foot section divided up for our compost piles. This is going to be open compost, but we want to put a fence to make it better for the neighbors. They don't have to look at piles. Probably be around here in this area. That's our property line, basically right there. Oh, over here. This is our pond in action. It's in progress. Okay, we started it, we didn't finish it. We got to dig it out more and keep working on it. But that's gonna be our small pond. We're gonna try our hand at raising some fish, maybe. Probably not for food, but just for practice. It definitely has to be a little bit bigger, but not too big. That'll be in the future. We don't know. Oh, this is one of our berry patches with raspberries. It's still young, but it's doing okay. We have a hill back here that's pretty steep, but it has a beautiful view. And we're really lucky to find this in the city. We got wildlife. We got something making noise down there. So we have geese and ducks and everything. We got blue herons, and we're right in the middle of the city. So this is really great.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
We built this area up with fill and rocks and gravel and anything we can find because it was kind of low, so this makes a really nice spot to sit and relax and look at the creek. There's a whole bunch of ducks down there. This is one of my favorite spots. So over here we have our cat colony. These are our feral cats in our cat house. We built using scraps that we had laying around mostly. This is an old window that came off the house when we were remodeling. So they hang out here and
just waiting for food.
Yeah. but that's our cat home.
Our fire pit.
This is where we burn everything. You can have a fire in most cities as long as you keep it contained and don't get carried away. Don't burn garbage. So this is a nice spot to relax and have a fire. Over here, this is all the neighboring property. It's right up against us, but it gives us a lot of privacy. So you can see this is basically our property line.
Pretty much to the sign.
Yeah, right through here.
And like this.
Yep. So
you can see the road.
Our shed is right on the property line. But that's good. That gives us more open space in our yard. Here's our little chicken run. I would like to expand it a little bit this way. Over here, coming out, I would like to expand it out here more to give them a little more room. But this has been big enough for them. Especially now, they don't like to come outside in the winter.
Yeah.
So it's been fine, but maybe if we have extra time and money mostly, we'll expand it out and give them a little more room. Here's our golden. Is this the golden one?
Yeah.
This is the golden
raspberries.
Raspberry bush. So this one is growing quite big, and it's gonna have to be tamed soon. So, that's basically it. We don't have a lot of space, but I think we have good space. And we're gonna always keep this area back here kind of open because this is where it's our private area where we like to relax. But over here, we're gonna have our pond. We're gonna have some more berries and stuff through here, maybe out to here. We want to try blueberries if we can get soil proper for it. We're gonna have our compost. This area has to stay open so I can drive because I do pull back here with the car. I might do a rain collection back here. We have gutters on the front, and right now the water just pours out to the yard. We'd like to collect some of that for gardening, and another one on the house. And mostly we want to get that garden out front. We've been wanting a garden for ever since we got here, and we just haven't been able to do it. But we mentioned quail. Yeah, we want to start raising quail. We find that the quail sounds like the best meat and egg animal for urban homesteading, you know, in the city. So we've been thinking about it a lot. Where are we going to keep them? One of the biggest problems is keeping the water from freezing, keeping the eggs from freezing. They have very tiny eggs. We'd hate to lose them. We considered everything. We were leaning towards even doing them in our basement because there's a lot of benefits to that. There's water down there. It's warm enough that they're not going to freeze. It's easy to take care of them. There's light. There's power. The problem is we're not sure if we want to deal with the smell, the noise. We don't know what it's going to be like. So right now we're leaning toward maybe building another coop for them or an area for them in our shed like we did for the chickens. Again, we have power in there. We were thinking about maybe making a room for them. So we're still going over the options of what we want to do, but we do plan on having quail, and that's what we're working on right now. So once we get a plan, we'll keep you up to date on that as we make progress. So I think that's it. This is our property, and it's not bad for being in the city. We get a lot of wildlife. We have possums and raccoons that come through here. I know they're not good for the chickens, but they're fun to look at. We have groundhogs that eat everything. They'll climb up the trees. We see them sitting in the branches eating the leaves off the trees. So those are fun. We have a lot of red squirrels and ducks, geese. So it's,
yep,
you know, you can make it happen. I should mention that the property is about a half an acre, but that includes part of the creek. So we don't have half an acre of usable space. It's quite a bit less. especially since we can't really use the hill for anything, and obviously can't use the creek for much, but it adds a nice value to our property, we think. But it's big enough, I think, to do what we have to do, and it's a great place to experiment. Something that Doug and Stacy said a couple times is to start, just do it, and that's what we're doing. We're here and we're just getting into it. We don't have a lot of acreage, we're not in the country, but we're gonna just do it and see where it takes us. And you can see, we're you know, it's a city. I mean, we're here.
Yep, huge apartment building.
You can see over here behind us, when you look through, you can see the sign for the baseball stadium. So, you know, we're not letting it hold us back. We're gonna just make do with what we have, and that's making do.